Hello, welcome to a special edition of A Minute with the Mayor, and today we have one of our favourite sons of Temora Shire in Luke Breust. Welcome, Luke.
Thank you, Rick. It's good to be here. Looking forward to a little chat.
Yeah, good on you. You'd be a pro at these sorts of things, Luke, but this Minute with the Mayor, it's something that we've introduced in over the years, and it seems to be very well received. And what we wanted to get you on for is obviously you've achieved so much in your journey. I look at your time as a student at Temora West Public School, that obviously means so much to you, and Temora High School. You've gone on obviously to great success whilst keeping that humble spirit.
Yeah.
I suppose, can you just probably share some reflections on that time, and of course the COVID times that we're in?
Yeah, so absolutely, as you said, I loved growing up here, and started at Temora West, catching the bus in every morning. Some pretty fond memories with.
Were you a good boy on the bus?
I was a good boy. We played cards. That's where I learned all my card games. We played euchre and Uno and all the different card games. So you can thank sort of Robbie Grant and Mark and Beck and all that. Yeah, that's it for playing with them. And then obviously up to the high school where we had some great years up there. We had I think a really good year. We had a good mix of some girls and boys, and fortunately to this day we still get along very well. So we've got a pretty tight-knit group that has stayed in contact, and we always catch up when we get home. So they were awesome years for me as well. And then as you said, down to Melbourne, it's been a quick journey. We were looking at the boards in there. It was 2008.
Young citizen of the year.
So
that's
things
right.
like that feels like yesterday. And,
Yep.
it's sort of 12 years on already. So pretty phenomenal to look back. But and then COVID this year has been a completely different challenge for us. Certainly from an on-field point of view, for Hawthorn it was pretty disappointing, but we learned a lot from the experience. When you're living with 125 people in a hub and you're in each other's pockets, and the results aren't coming your way, it can certainly get pretty testing. So that was a good learning experience for our club that we'll no doubt grow from and move forward. But certainly happy to be out of the hub and at home here tomorrow.
Well, no place like home, Luke, and of course I know you love Pine Hill, isn't it?
Pine Hill, yeah.
Pine Hill, the Breust family spread, and I think that you're earning your keep out there too, from what I understand.
I've had a good mix to the last few weeks. I had a little bit of rouseabouting, a bit of carting a few bales of hay the last few weeks, and then I think they got into the canola this morning. So
excellent.
You certainly come home at a good time. I think it's a pretty busy period on the farm, and a couple of extra hands is always helpful.
Well, your mum and dad, I know, of course, if they were any prouder of you, that they'd Breust, and they, of course, great contributors to our Shire community, as you are well aware, as were your grandparents as well on both sides. But Luke, I think that when you look back, I remember hosting here a reception in honour for you when you'd won those 3 premierships, and of course seeing you hold those premiership medals, and the Deputy Prime Minister was here as well. During this COVID time, have you had time to, I suppose, reflect even more and look at the journey that you've been on to date and the achievements that you've made?
Not really. I think it's probably going to be one of those things, Rick, that it's probably not until I finish. Like, you sort of get caught up in the off season, the season finishes, you then have trade period and stuff like this. You got so many different things going on in the world of AFL that you just roll into the next year. Like, I've already started training for January and things like that. So you sort of don't have that time, even though I've got plenty of time now to go out to the farm and help out and that sort of stuff. I don't really necessarily sit down and really reflect on that success we had. I still pinch myself that we're able to do what we did back in 13, 14 and 15, and then you look at Richmond this year, winning 3 from 4 years, and it's sort of, that probably jogs your memory a little bit in terms of like, how good was it when we were up and going as well. But we've got a good group of young guys coming through, and hopefully we can climb the ladder next year.
You will. There is no doubt about it. Well, Luke, I think you realise how proud we are of you, both here at Council, but also the wider community. I think the way you conduct yourself on and off the field is a credit to you and your family, and it's just a real joy for us to have you back home, spending a minute or so with the Mayor, and we couldn't wish you all the very, very best for 2021. Thanks for spending a minute with the Mayor.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.